it's not going to be the team that I'm going to suggest. But the team that I'm going to suggest is actually going to be...
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and in this video I want to talk about Astrid Lucas getting stronger on Hero Wars Mobile, and I want to talk a little bit about the Wave Progress event going live in just a few hours. If that sounds interesting to you, then this is the video for you. Now, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. There is an event going live in just a couple of hours, the Parade of Progress. It's going to go live at 9 p.m. Central Time. That is 2 a.m. UTC. And I think that, with the time change this past weekend, be mindful that you might not know exactly when this is going to happen. It's going to be later on tonight. It's 9 p.m. Central Time for me, I think. I will be expanding the description of this video with information about this event as I get it. At the moment of recording this video, I don't got it. Sorry. We also have a lot to discuss about Leopardcat Shop, the adventure calendar, and the Freedom to Leopardcats event. Those will be featured in separate videos as well as in my live streams, which, by the way, we are live streaming today at 12 p.m. Central Time. That is, I believe, 5 p.m. UTC now with the time change. I hope to see all of you there. We're going to have a great time with Hero Wars mobile stuff, as well as Facebook and web, but more on that a little bit later. Now, Astrid and Lucas are getting stronger. Two of their skills have been changed. The summary of the change to the two skills is that Astrid and Lucas is going to be ulting sooner, and Lucas's uptime is going to be much longer. In addition to that change, there's also going to be an attack and skill speed increase. Those two abilities, the first two, the gray ability, ultimate ability, and the green ability, rampant nature, have been increased. Again, this is going to lead to a longer uptime from Lucas, and blue and violet ability is going to be unchanged. Now, the changes at the time of recording of this video aren't live yet, so we can't quite see everything, all of the equations and all of that in the game files, but it will go live presumably with the Wave Progress event later on today. We went from 0% at the start of a fight to Lucas having 25% rage at the start of the fight. And now with every attack, he gains 25% rage as well. Before, it was only 17% rage. So it's going to take roughly 3 to 4 attacks for Astrid and Lucas to ult, whereas before the change, it took 6-ish, maybe a little bit more depending on, how things landed, maybe a little bit less. But since the ultimate isn't based on energy, it wasn't taking advantage of using other skills or from heroes that boost energy, like Jorgen, for example. Predator's Charge, this is going to increase the attack of the damage the longer that Lucas is up there. With a longer uptime of Lucas, this means that there's going to be more damage output from Lucas. And then finally, this violet ability is a really nice stun. Each of the heroes' attacks marks the enemy, and if the pet hits a marked enemy, the enemy is stunned. This is a stun and a mark. It doesn't count as a debuff for some reason, but that's okay. It's a mark. And again, with Lucas being tanking up front longer, this stun effect is going to be happening more frequently in a fight, and earlier in a fight is the important thing. Now, a lot of you are already complaining that they don't work in the teams that they worked in before. I know that a lot of you were using Astrid and Lucas in the Julius Wave Progress lines with Isaac and Judge. And I understand having Lucas being the tank out there instead of Julius is causing some synergy issues. I get it. I wish that it wasn't the case. Wave Progress heroes should all work with Wave Progress heroes, in my opinion, but it's not going to be the team that I'm going to suggest. But the team that I'm going to suggest is actually going to be a variation of the E3D team. And this is a team from a couple of years ago that I tried. Big shout out to Arcane Gaming. He's no longer playing the game. I actually haven't heard from him in a little while. I'm hoping that he's doing well. But E3D is Daredevil, Dorian, Darkstar with Elmir, right? E3D. And then there's a lot of variations using Sebastian, using a tank, using different kinds of heroes in here. But instead of Darkstar, or along with Darkstar, I want to use Astrid and Lucas. Now, a couple of things about this. We're just going to use Sebastian here just to kind of boost the damage output. A couple things about this team that work very well. First of all, the whole team is built around Daredevil's fire support ability. Okay, fire support states that when an enemy behind Daredevil attacks, she does an extra attack, right? And the more attacks that she does, the more crits she does, the better damage output that she's got. Elmir will ult jump behind Daredevil and do extra attacks behind Daredevil with all of his clones, right? Sebastian's just in there for damage boost. Astrid and Lucas has a speed up attack ability, so her attacks are going faster and faster. And she has Lucas, which jumps to the front and tanks for the whole team, so you don't actually need a true tank here. And then, of course, Dorian to keep everybody alive, nice little heals there. What's more is this is an excellent team to counter a lot of those Julius lines. There's a lot of upfront single target damage between Lucas and Elmir, the boosted damage output from Sebastian. If you really wanted to with this, you could drop Sebastian in favor of Darkstar, use Darkstar as well as Astrid and Lucas. Probably not a bad idea here. Or if you really wanted to be a little bit more defensive with this line, you could use Anvari to be a tank. You could try Jorgen as a tank. Whenever Elmir jumps to the back, Jorgen will be tanking. You could also use an actual tank like Astaroth, or of course Julia, since this is a Way of Progress team. Judge even works in here. There's a lot of heroes that you can slot in there to be a tank while Elmir jumps to the back. Of course, your Elmir needs to survive to the point that he can ult and jump to the back. Really, any thick, tough, tank-like hero can work with this team as well. Though, if I were building this team, this is the team that I would love to try out. Unfortunately, we don't have max testing yet. I don't have the resources to level up these 4 to 5 heroes. I would love to try it out against some of the meta teams. Maybe I'll be reaching out to members of the community to try this out. But if I were building Astrid and Lucas, because I absolutely loved Astrid and Lucas, that is the team that I would build them with. And in fact, it is the team that I built them with on another server whenever I started a new account on mobile a year or two ago. I don't know if you guys remember that one. But yeah, Astrid and Lucas change, I think, is for the better. It is going to negatively affect some teams, but that's just progress, as they say. The Way of Progress. Don't forget that event is going to go live later on tonight, and we are live streaming at 12 p.m. Central Time. We'll talk more about this. We'll do some more research with the community. Apologize, I haven't really chatted much with the community about any of the changes over the weekend. It's been a crazy weekend in St. Louis, but family and friends first, and work later. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.